Releasing control is the only way to protect your reputation and your standards. You might be terrified that everything is going to fall apart if you let go, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Releasing control is the only way to protect your reputation and your standards. You might be absolutely terrified that everything is going to fall apart if you let go, but clinging to every detail is honestly what's keeping your business small and fragile. If you stay in the weeds of daily operations, you are never going to have the capacity to step up into the high impact leader that you are meant to be. And eventually, you'll want to burn your whole business down just to have a moment to breathe. You'll feel trapped by the very success that you built. And I know that exact feeling because for years I lived in this cage that I made for myself. I used to think that being on call 24/7 was my unique value proposition. So I skipped dinner with my husband and I stopped getting invited to parties because I simply could not turn it off. And if I did actually make it out, I was just staring at my phone the whole time. The only thing I could talk about was real estate. I was terrified that if I didn't answer my phone, my entire income would vanish. And that's a lonely way to live when you've built a successful cage that you can't escape. One day, I finally realized that I wasn't a business owner. I was actually a high paid employee in a job that I had created and a company that wouldn't let me quit. I knew that to get out of that spot, I needed leverage. But not only that, I needed extreme leverage. To me, extreme leverage means building a system so strong that the business stops needing you to survive. You move from being the person doing the work to being the person who builds the tracks for the business to run on. This shift lets you buy back your life and your sanity while your profit grows. You might be terrified that letting go is going to alienate your clients and you're going to lose that white glove personal touch. At least that's how I feel. I felt that exact way. But what I learned was that systemizing your business is what enhances the customer experience. And it does it by making you more consistent and more professional. Because your clients, they don't care about how many hours you work. They don't care about your hustle story. They care that you have a process that delivers results every single time. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to move from being an overwhelmed operator to a respected leader who owns their time and their business. Thanks for watching. If you've been here before, let me know in the comments below. If you're new here, I'm Linnea Carver. Welcome to my channel. This is the only place on YouTube that's going to give high capacity founders the exact blueprints to systemize their operations, build leverage, and step back from the daily grind without losing profit, one video at a time. The first step to getting extreme leverage is making a shift in who you think you are. You have to admit that your ego is the biggest thing stopping you from growing your business. You probably believe that no one can do the work as well as you can. And I want you to know that everything I tell you about how you're probably feeling, it's because I felt the same way. You choose to stay in the weeds. You choose to do tasks that you shouldn't be doing because you are a business operator. You're not a CEO. Because a CEO asks how a task can be done without them. Because the reality is you are not the best person to do your own paperwork. Your value is in your vision and your strategy. If you can't walk away for a week without everything breaking, you don't own a business, you have a job. And you might hate me for saying that, and that's okay. Because what I want you to do is hear that there is a way out. You must build a system to stop being the only person who has energy in your business. And there's 3 ways to do this, or 3 parts to doing this. So pay attention. The first part is doing an audit. An audit is going to act like a mirror to show you the hidden spots where you're wasting your strength. You need to look at your time and your money, and you have to find the tasks that are draining you and not making you money. Auditing your business is going to show you exactly why you are doing work twice. It's going to show you why your team is always waiting for you to tell them what to do. An audit is going to help you find the low-value chores like video editing and email blasts that steal your focus. Finding these spots in your business is going to give you the clarity that you need to move from being super stressed to being hyper-focused. And hyper-focused is where I love to be. The second part is a vault. Once you've done the audit, you need to have a place where your logic, your vision, and your rules for closing deals live. In my experience, many people think that the answer to solving their problems is just hiring the right person. But also in my experience, a helper without a system is just another person waiting for you to tell them what to do every 10 minutes. It's just giving you another job. So unless you have a vault that lets your team download your brain, solve your problems, and get answers without stopping you every single time, you're always going to be stuck in the same spot you're in. Build the process once so you never have to teach it again. When your rules live in your vault, your team is going to feel strong enough to find their own answers. This is how you make sure your high standards are protected by a system instead of your own hard work. The third part to building extreme leverage is the scoreboard. The scoreboard is a tool that's going to let you track how your business is doing right now. You can look at one sheet once a day and know exactly what happened. You'll no longer have to ask questions or send, "What's the status?" text. It's how you stop being a manager and start being a great leader. The scoreboard lets you see your numbers so you can make smart choices for your future. It lets you hand the keys to your team who runs the back end of your business while you stay in your genius zone. I love the genius zone. When you see everything clearly, you finally have the space to grow and you're no longer trying to survive the next hour. And that is the place that you want to be. If you want to take real action after this video, I made you a free worksheet. What it's going to do is cover the top 42 systems I built into my business so I could offload. I created this so you can start thinking bigger and start taking simple actions to leverage your way out of the constant hustle that you're in. It's a 100% free resource, so just click the link in the description to go grab it. Extreme leverage only happens when you let others own the results. So stop being the person who's in the middle of your vendors and your clients. Let your team own that. Let them own the checklist. Let them own the process. Let them update the process themselves when a step evolves or a step is missing. They should not have to wait for you to say yes to every little change. When you stop watching every tiny move, your team grows. Not only that, but your profit grows because the business finally has its own power to move forward. Scaling your business shouldn't cost you your freedom. Success happens when your daily actions match your values and the life you want. I went from working 70 hours a week to 10 hours a week because I chose purpose, strategy, and organization over hustle culture. You have to be brave enough to say no to the wrong business so you have room for the right life. When the process runs the business and great people run the process, you get your life back and your sanity. Okay, so here's the ultimate identity shift. You were not born to be a prisoner to your own work. Your business should feel your joy. It shouldn't drain your life. Mastering your time is the most professional thing you can do. Putting your brain into a system is the path to real time freedom. And congratulations, you're one video closer to casting out the chaos. I'll see you on the next video.